Let's move on, and I'm tempted to move this part of the segment to the Natural History Museum at the Smithsonian here in Washington. Across the pond in London yesterday, maybe Republican presidential candidates should just stop going to London. They don't tend to have good visits when they go. Scott Walker, the governor of Wisconsin, who has been jumping up in the polls in Iowa and in New Hampshire and elsewhere in recent days, gets asked this question about science.
Are you comfortable with the idea of evolution? Do you believe in it? Do you accept it?
For me, I'm gonna punt on that one as well.
No,
that does you
really.
That's a question a politician shouldn't be involved in one way or the other on it. So I'm going to leave that up to you.
But any British politician, right or left wing, would laugh and say, yes, of course, evolution's true. But
to me, I said it's just one of those where I'm here to talk about trade, not to pontificate on other issues. I love the evolution of trade in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Well.
He got a couple groans, he got a couple laughs. Scott Walker tweeted after that, "Both science and my faith dictate my belief that we are created by God. I believe faith and science are compatible and go hand in hand."
That's no answer.
It's not an answer. That's a dodge, as he says, a punt.
Yeah. Look, you're right. They should stop going to London. And welcome to the big league, Scott Walker. Right. I know there are a lot of his supporters, including him, are whining this is a manufactured controversy by the press, and this has nothing to do with being president. They're wrong. He wants to be president. There's no questions off the table when you're president.
His party also includes an evangelical base that sometimes raises these questions in its questionnaires. It's not just us.
Exactly. And almost half of the base doesn't believe in evolution. And if you don't believe in evolution, that really raises questions about the kind of leader you're going to be. And are you really going to accept things that are no longer a theory? I mean, evolution is a fact. It's not just a theory.
And it's worth noting that in that clip you just played, Scott Walker said, "I'm also going to punt on this." He punted on a whole range of issues. And not just as a reporter, but as an American, you have to be frustrated with this. These are people who want to run for president. If you are president, you are going to have to tackle a huge range of issues. You're going to have to talk about them at times you don't want to talk about them, at unexpected times. You're not going to be able to plan your talking points that carefully. You know, you have to step up to the plate here.
He's an American leader who was laughed at by the Brits.
Right. It's a simple rule. You want the nuclear football, you should be prepared to answer just about anything. This footnote, this is a Forbes magazine article that my producer Hardy Spire found for me this morning. In 2008, 10 Republican presidential candidates were asked if they believe in the theory of evolution. Only 7 said yes. One was Governor Romney. In that same campaign, President Obama went on the record saying he believes in evolution. Allison.